Hello students, myself Priyanka Rathore from Sagar Institute of Research and Technology Pharmacy भोपाल. आज मैं आपके लिए कुछ मॉडल क्वेश्चंस लेकर आई हूँ विच आर बेसिकली फ्रॉम द फार्मास्यूटिक्स बैकग्राउंड and they has been recently asked in GPAT question paper in 2021 and 2020. So let's begin the questions. As you can see, the first question: the absorption base in ointments used. First option is petroleum gel. Second option is liquid paraffin. Third option is lanolin. And D is the softer paraffin. So in ointment, among these four examples, which comes under the absorption base? So the right answer is lanolin. As you can see, ointment bases are generally of four types: oleaginous base, absorption base, water removable base, water soluble base. जो basically oleaginous base होते हैं, these they generally contain the hydrocarbons. As you can see in the options, petroleum gel, soft paraffin, these are the hydrocarbons. So these are the examples of oleaginous base. Absorption base में basically आपका bull fat आता है जिसे हम lanolin भी बोलते हैं. So the right answer is lanolin. Liquid paraffin, it is used as a penetration enhancer. It is also used as an emollient. एंड ये मेजरली आपके सभी तरह के बेसिस में ऐड किया जाता है. दिस इज बेसिकली फॉर द इमोलियंट एक्शन, जो सॉफ्टनेस प्रोवाइड करने के लिए. वाटर रिमूवल बेस में आपके वैनिशिंग क्रीम्स आती हैं एंड वाटर सॉल्युबल बेसिस में आपके पॉली एथिलीन ग्लाइकॉल्स आते हैं. नाउ मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Methods used to identify the particle size using the principle of sedimentation. You can see here the four options: Coulter counter method, Anderson pipette method, microscopic method, and D is the all of the above. As you can see in the question, it has asked that which method is used to determine the particle size, which is basically based on sedimentation. आप देख सकते हो जो कोल्टर काउंटर, right answer is the Anderson pipette method, because you can see जो Coulter counter method, all the three method they are used for determining the particle size, but जो हमारा main Anderson pipette method है, it is based on the sedimentation, जो कि हमारे Stokes law पर based है. You can see in the explanation. जो Coulter counter method होता है, it is based on the resistive pulse sensing और electrical zone sensing method. एंड जो माइक्रोस्कोपिक मेथड होता है, इट इज यूज फॉर डिटरमाइनिंग द पार्टिकल साइज यूजिंग द माइक्रोमीटर और माइक्रोस्कोप मेथड. So Anderson pipette is the right answer. It is based on the Stokes law. Question number 3. Chitosan is used as hypolipidemic, antimicrobial, antidiabetic, all of the above. So the right answer is all of the above. As you can see, chitosan is an amino acid polysaccharide होता है, which is obtained from the chitin, from the crustaceans and insects. इनके इनमें जो काइटिन पाया जाता है, इसको डीएसिटाइलेट कर कर हम चिटोसिन सिंथेसाइज करते हैं, फॉर्म करते हैं. And this chitosan is basically used as a biomaterial and a carrier material for nano delivery system of many more drugs. इसे हम it is having its use in obesity. It is also used to control the cholesterol as a hypolipidemic. It is also having the antimicrobial property. That's why it is also used in antimicrobial. It is also used for loading the insulin peptide, so it is also used in the as an anti-diabetic. So that's why the right answer is all of the above. Moving to the next question. HEPA filter efficiency. Option is given: A is 99.97% and 0.3 micron, 91.93% and 0.3 micron, 99.97% and 0.1 micron, 91.93% and 0.1 micron. So first thing, what is HEPA filter? Okay. These HEPA filters, these are the high efficiency particulate air filter. ये हमारी इंडस्ट्रीज में स्टेराइल डोजेज फॉर्मुलेशन जहाँ पर बनते हैं पैरेंटल्स, वहाँ पर इसका यूज होता है, एंड इट इज यूज्ड इन द क्लास 100 रूम. This is high efficiency particulate air filter. It is used to remove the fine debris of submicron size, including the microbes. It is having the efficiency in removing the particles of at least 99.97% efficient it is in removing the particles of 0.3 micron size and larger. ये इसका जो कंपोजिशन होता है, ये it is generally composed of glass fibers and fillers और electrostatic precipitator. So ये बहुत ज़्यादा efficient air filter है which can remove the particle size up to 0.3 micron, and it is 99.97 efficient in its working. So the right answer is first, 99.97% and 0.3 micron. Moving to the next question. Method for determination of osmotic pressure. You can see the option. Workley-Hartley method. Second is Victor-Meyer method. Third one is both A and B. D is none of them. So the right answer is A, that is the Workley-Hartley method. As Workley and Hartley, they prevented the inflow of water on tube by applying the external pressure and maintain the liquid meniscus at position until equilibrium. एक्चुअली जो ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर रहता है, इसमें हमको जनरली जो इनवर्ड फ्लो ऑफ सॉल्वेंट रहता है उसको हमें इतना प्रेशर अप्लाई करना पड़ता है ताकि हम इनवर्ड फ्लो जो ऑफ सॉल्वेंट है उसको मेंटेन कर सके, ताकि आपकी जो सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन है इट कैन इजीली सेपरेट द सॉल्वेंट फ्रॉम द वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स. एंड विक्टर-मेयर मेथड जो मेथड होता है, इट इज यूज्ड टू मेजर द वेपर डेंसिटी ऑफ वोलेटाइल ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड. सो यू कैन रिमेंबर दिस मेथड आल्सो, विक्टर-मेयर मेथड. अनदर टाइम आपको ये क्वेश्चन भी आ सकता है कि विक्टर-मेयर मेथड इज यूज्ड टू कैलकुलेट व्हाट. So you just remember it is used to measure the vapor density of volatile organic compound. Moving to the next question. Relative sweetness of sucrose to saccharine is. Option A is 1 is to 200, B is 1 is to 400, C is 1 is to 500, and D is 1 is to 100. So right answer is B, that is 1 is to 400, as it is given that saccharin is the artificial sweetener and it is about 300 to 400 times sweeter than sucrose. Sucrose is having the value 1, and saccharin is having the bitter aftertaste and has been reported to be carcinogenic. That's why nowadays it has been replaced by the aspartame. But aspartame is also having some stability problem. Aspartame is also the artificial sweetener. Now moving to the next question. Type 2 glass containers are. Option A, suitable for alkaline solution. B, most inert glasses and shows highly hydrolytic resistance. C, suitable for most acidic and neutral aqueous solute preparations. D, suitable for non-aqueous preparations. So the right answer is option C, that is suitable for most acidic and neutral aqueous preparations. Actually, there are 4 types of glass containers: type 1, type 2, type 3, and non-parenterals. Type 2 is the treated soda lime glass, and it is basically used for for containing or for packing the buffered aqueous solutions which is having the pH up to 7. So this statement is matched with the option C, suitable for most acidic and neutral aqueous preparation. So the right answer is C. Moving to the next question. Dimethyl sulfoxide act as a penetration enhancer for topical formulation by. Option A, increasing solubility. Option B, denaturing proteins. C, increasing the transepidermal loss. D is altering the solvent nature of membrane. The right answer is D, that is altering the solvent nature of membrane. Actually, in topical formulation, accelerants are used. Their work is to increase the rate of absorption of topically applied drug. And DMSO, that is the dimethyl sulfoxide, is also the type of accelerant जो penetration enhancer की तरह काम करते हैं accelerant. जो डाइमेथाइल सल्फोक्साइड है इट और जो एक्सेलरेंट्स हैं बेसिकली दे स्वेल द स्ट्रेटम कॉर्नियम, increase the hydration of the tissues and increase the permeability of the membrane. So they generally alter the nature of the solvent nature of the membrane by increasing the hydration of the tissues. So the right option is D. Answer is D, that is the altering the solvent nature of the membrane. And some other penetration enhancers भी होते हैं like ethanol. They increase the solubility, they increase the enhances the solubility of the membrane. So लेकिन यहाँ पर जो dimethyl sulfoxide है it alters the nature and permeability of the membrane. So the option is right answer is D. Moving to the next question. Pyrogens present in containers, they can be destroyed by heating the container at option A 121 degrees centigrade for 15 minutes. Option B 121 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes. C 210 degrees centigrade for 4 hours. And D is 210 degrees centigrade for 1 hour. So the right answer is option C, that is 210 degrees centigrade for 4 hours. So first thing, what are pyrogens? So pyrogens, these are the product of metabolism of microorganism. Basically, जो gram negative bacteria produce the most potent pyrogenic substance which is called endotoxin. Pyrogens, they increase the body temperature in human body. अगर इनको inject कर दिया जाए तो within 1 hour they can increase the body temperature in human body. So that's why जो हमारे फीवर के लिए जो हम मेडिसिन भी यूज करते हैं उनको हम बेसिकली कैटेगरी जो बोलते हैं दैट इज द एंटीपायरेटिक, क्योंकि फीवर को पायरोजेंस आर द फीवर प्रोड्यूसिंग compound substance. Okay. कंटेनर्स विच कैन बी रेंडर्ड फ्री फ्रॉम पायरोजन, जब हम स्टेराइल प्रोडक्ट फॉर्मुलेशन बनती हैं इंडस्ट्रीज में तो उनके कंटेनर्स को सबसे पहले चेक किया जाता है कि वो पायरोजन्स फ्री हैं कि नहीं ड्यूरिंग पैकिंग एंड ड्यूरिंग द फॉर्मुलेशन. तो कंटेनर्स दे आर रेंडर्ड फ्री फ्रॉम पायरोजन्स बाय एडिक्वेटिंग क्लीनिंग एंड हीटिंग एट 210 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड फॉर 3 to 4 hours. और अगर हमको डायरेक्टली we want to destroy the pyrogens, then we can heat them at heat the formulation at 650 degree centigrade for 60 seconds. बट जब हमको कंटेनर्स को हमें अगर स्टरलाइज करना है तो 210 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड फॉर 3 to 4 hours. So the right answer is option C. Moving to the next last question of this video. In capsule making, the bloom strength of gelatin is proportional to molecular weight of the gelatin, and it is a measure of the option A is cohesive strength of solvent molecule. Option B, cohesive strength of cross-linking that occur between gelatin molecules. Option C, that is adhesive strength of gelatin with dipping pins. Option D, adhesive strength of gelatin with other polymer. So the right answer is B, that is the cohesive strength of cross-linking that occur between gelatin molecules. Actually, जो gelatin US पे grade का है, it is with some additional specification such as which is required by the capsule manufacturer, such as bloom strength, viscosity, iron content of gelatin use. ये सब additional specification होती हैं जो एक रिक्वायर्ड की जाती है कैप्सूल मैन्युफैक्चरर कंपनी से. सो ब्लूम स्ट्रेंथ बेसिकली जिलेटिन की एक ऐसी ही एक एडिशनल स्पेसिफिकेशन है एंड इट इज प्रोपोर्शनल रहती है मॉलिक्यूलर वेट ऑफ द जिलेटिन से, एंड वो मेजर करती है कोहेसिव स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ क्रॉस लिंकिंग दैट अकर बिटवीन द जिलेटिन मॉलिक्यूल्स. इसकी जो रेंज रहती है इट इज फ्रॉम 150 to 250 ग्राम. And higher the bloom strength of gelatin, more physically stable is the resulting capsule. जितना ज्यादा ब्लूम स्ट्रेंथ होगा उतना ज्यादा आपका कैप्सूल का जो शेल है वो फिजिकली स्टेबल होगा एंड कॉस्ट भी उसकी वैसे ही इंक्रीज होगी. इसीलिए जो हमारे सॉफ्ट कैप्सूल्स होते हैं दे आर मच costlier as compared to the hard gelatin capsules. Soft gelatin capsules are having the higher bloom strength as compared to the hard gelatin capsules. So I hope आपको ये 10 questions with proper explanations, I hope आप लोग को ठीक तरीके से एक्सप्लेन हुआ होगा। और आगे भी मैं इसी तरीके से वीडियो में और भी जीपेट में यूज हो सकते क्वेश्चंस या और भी फार्मास्यूटिकल बैकग्राउंड के क्वेश्चंस आप लोग के लिए लेकर आऊंगी। सो थैंक यू सो मच। आई होप आप लोग को ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो। सो प्लीज लाइक एंड शेयर दिस वीडियो and also subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you so much.